'Tis mouse. Kenji Miyazawa. In the dark attic of an old house, there lived a mouse called Tze. One day, while looking around in all directions, Tze mouse was walking along the underfloor road when a weasel came running towards him from the other side, carrying a lot of nice things. Then he saw the mouse and stopped for a moment and said quickly, "Hey, Tze mouse, the candy is spilling out of the hole in your cupboard. Go quickly, it's so spacious." The mouse was so happy that its whiskers were twitching, and it ran off to the weasel without even saying thank you. However, when the mouse reached the bottom of the cupboard, it suddenly felt a tingle in its leg. Then a small, sharp voice says, "Stop!" Sharp voice said. The mouse was surprised and looked closely and saw that it was an ant. The ant soldiers have already set up 4 emergency lines around the rice candy, and they are all brandishing their black hatchets. They will break and crush the rice candy one by one, and then take it to their nests. The mouse was shaking with fear. "You must not enter from here. Go home early. Go home, said the ant sergeant in a deep, deep voice. The mouse spun around and ran quickly up into the attic. Then the mouse went into its nest and lay down for a while, but it was so boring that it couldn't bear it. The ants were soldiers and strong, so it was understandable. But the mouse thought it was irritating that the ants had been taught by that gentle, weaselish boy, and had run under the cupboard to be attacked by the ant sergeant. So the mouse crawled out of his nest again and came to the weasel's house at the back of the wooden shed. The weasel was just grinding some corn into powder with his teeth when he saw the mouse. "How is it? Have you got any compito?" "Weaselson, you're quite a terrible person too. How dare you deceive a weakling like me?" There was definitely one there. There was one there. But the ants were already there. "Oh, really? They're fast. The ants have taken them all away. Please make amends for deceiving someone as weak as me. Please make amends. You were a little late. You were a little late in leaving." I don't know. Please make amends for deceiving a weak person like me. Please pay for it. What a troublesome guy. It is wrong to resent the kindness of others. Then I'll give you my rice candy. Please make amends. Please pay for it. Well, take it and go away with all you've got. I don't want to see a guy like you, who's so weak and unmanly. Take all you can and get out of here, said the weasel, furious. He threw out the candy. Tze mouse picked up as many as he could carry and bowed. The weasel became even more angry and cried out, "Well, hurry up and go, and give the rest of what you took to the maggots." The mouse ran as fast as he could back to his nest in the attic and ate the candy. Because of this, the Tze mouse gradually became unpopular, and no one paid him much attention. So the Tze-mouse had no choice but to start making friends with poles, broken dustbins, buckets, and brooms. Among them, I was closest to the Hashira. One day, the pillar said to the mouse, "Tze-mouse, winter will soon be here. We have to say mem again. You should prepare some good bedding now." Fortunately, right above my head I have a lot of feathers and other warm things that the sparrows brought in the spring. So why don't you take them down and carry them with you while you can? My head is a little cold, but I'll come up with a solution. Tze-mouse thought that was a good idea. So he started working on how to move it right away. However, there was a steep hill on the way, so the mouse fell down it for the third time. The pillar was also surprised and bent over, desperately. "Are you hurt? Mouse? Are you hurt?" The mouse finally got up then, with a frown on his face, said, "Hashira-san, you're a pretty terrible person too." The Hashira felt so sorry that he had to make a weakling like me suffer like this. He said, "I'm sorry, mouse. Please forgive me," I said, apologizing with all my might. The Tze-mouse got carried away and said, "You're not going to forgive me. If only you hadn't been so mean, I wouldn't have had to go through all this pain. Please make amends. Make amends. Come on, pay me. Even if you say that, you'll get in trouble. Please forgive me. No, I don't like bullying the weak. Please make amends. Come on, pay me." The pillar was troubled and cried bitterly. So the mouse had no choice but to return to his nest. After that, the pillar was afraid and didn't speak to the mouse anymore. Then one day, the dustbin gave the mouse a halved mochi. The very next day, she's got a stomachache. Well, as usual, the mouse was confused and said 100 things to the dustbin. The dustbin was also fed up and gave up on the relationship with the mouse. Later, one day, Bucket gave Tze-mouse some soap and water and said, "Wash your face with this every morning." The mouse was happy, and from the next day, he washed his face with it every day. After a while, about 10 of his whiskers fell out. The little mouse came right over to the bucket and said, "Pay me, pay me, pay me," about 250 times. Unfortunately, the bucket had no mustache, and there was no way to make it up to him. So the bucket was completely devastated and cried to apologize. And we never spoke again. All the tool makers were fed up with this, so when they saw the face of the mouse, they all quickly turned aside. However, among those tool enthusiasts, there was only one person who had not yet encountered the Tze-rat. It was a mousetrap made from woven wire. Mousetraps are supposed to be a friend to humans, but recently, even in the daily newspapers, they are advertised with pictures of a mousetrap with a cat and a tag even that if says, they were advertised, "Purchase money." Humans have even never if that wasn't the case, wire mousetraps. Humans have never given preferential treatment to wire mousetraps. Yes, that is certainly not the case. and even touching it is considered dirty by everyone. So in fact, the mousetrap has more sympathy for the mouse than for the human being. However, most mice are scared and don't come near me. Every day, the mousetrap would call out in a gentle voice, "Come on, little mouse! Tonight's treat is horse mackerel. While you eat, I'll hold you down tightly. So don't worry. I'm not going to slam the entrance shut. I'm sick and tired of humans. 2. So come on over. Look," he called out to the mice. But the mice all replied, "Oh, no, you're saying that nicely." Or, hey, I understand very well. I'll discuss it with my father and son someday," she says. And soon runs away. And in the morning the servant came in with a red face and said, "The mouse already knows. So you teach at the mouse school, huh? But let's give it one more day," he said, and replaced it with new food. The mousetrap cried out again tonight. "Come on in. Tonight, I'll only feed you soft halfpenny." "It's okay. Come quickly." Mouse happened to be passing by, and he said, "Hey, Mr. Mousetrap, are you really just going to give me food?" He said, "Oh, you're a rare mouse. Yes, I'll just give you some food. Now eat quickly." The mouse went inside, ate the half piece, and went out again. It was delicious. "Thank you. Is that so? That's good. Come again tomorrow night." The next morning, the servant came and saw the he
babe
just took. What a sly mouse. But I'm impressed that he made it inside. Well, today we have sardines. And he put half a sardine on the plate and left. The mousetrap caught a sardine and waited for the mouse to come. When night came, the rats came out right away. Then, as if to say, "I came tonight as I promised," he said. The mousetrap was a little annoyed, but he managed to restrain himself and simply said, "I just said, come on, eat." The mouse went in, ate, slurp, slurp, and came out again, and then said to the wind, "Well, I'll come back tomorrow and give you a meal." "Boo," replied the mousetrap. The next morning the servant came and saw it and said, "It's a sly mouse." However, there is no way they could be so successful in catching food every night. Apparently, this mousetrap was bribed by the mouse. "I won't take it. I won't take it. Don't miss me," cried the mousetrap. But of course the servant couldn't hear him. Today, the servant boy stuck together the rotten halfpennies. The mousetrap was so suspicious that he was angry all day. Night has come. The mouse came out and said in a very serious manner, "Oh, it's no mean feat to come this far every day. And the best thing you can eat is a fish head. I'm getting sick of it. But I came all the way here, so I guess it can't be helped. I'm going to eat a feast." Mr. Mousetrap, good evening. The mouse shaking his wire, so he only said, have some food," he said. The mouse immediately jumped in, but when he saw that the pen was rotten, he cried out in anger, "Mousetrap, this half-pen is rotten. It's too much to deceive a weakling like me. Please make amends. Please pay for it." The mousetrap became so angry that it made the wire ring. The reel was bad. Smack! The hook on the bait came off, and the entrance to the mousetrap closed. Now it's too hard. The mouse became crazy and said, "The mousetrap is terrible. That's terrible. Poor mousetrap." "This is too much," he said, biting the wires, spinning around, stomping his feet, yelling, crying. It was a huge commotion. Even so, the mouse no longer had the strength to say, "Please make it up to me." The mousetrap was also in pain and was shaking violently. That night, the morning came. A servant came and saw him, his face red with fear, and said, "It's a blessing. At last, it took. What a nasty-looking mouse."
"Come on, come out, little one,"